Hi, my name is Noelle Myers. I live in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and the recipe I am going to prepare for you today is French cut casserole, and welcome to my kitchen. As you can see, I've already got all of my ingredients ready here. They are all already out in the amounts that I need them. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and melt my butter in my saucepan here. I've already got my oven preheated to 400 degrees. So that's all ready and waiting for whenever the casserole is ready. Now, I'm going to go ahead and dump all of my casserole ingredients into my prepared casserole here. You just need a basic covered casserole. We're going to toss in the potatoes, some onion, some French cut green beans, and garlic, some herbs. I have thyme and savory in here. And we're just going to stir it up. Alright. Then when that's all stirred up and your butter is all melted, you're just going to set this aside until you're ready to use it. Alright, as you can see, my butter's melting quite nicely in there. I'm just going to let it keep going for a minute. Give it a little help here. Maybe turn the stove up just a bit. This casserole is just a nice side dish to have. It goes well with pork or chicken, even beef. We're having it with pork tonight. Alright. Once my butter's all nice and melted, I'm going to go ahead and put in my flour. And I'm just going to cook it long enough to let the flour brown just a little bit. I don't really want to brown it very much, and I want to keep stirring at it so that my flour doesn't burn, it just browns. Another spoon here. You want to be really careful that you don't burn your flour. Alright, that's looking pretty good there. As you can see, my flour is just pretty pale still, but just starting to brown. Then I'm going to add, turn my oven down just a smidge. I'm going to go ahead and add about a half a cup of Dijon mustard. Get it all in there. Stir that up really well. Again, make sure that you keep stirring it. You don't want it to burn. Alright. And I'm going to add about a cup and a half of chicken broth. Just going to go ahead and get that stirred in there. It's going to be a little lumpy at this stage, and that's quite alright. Just go ahead and use my whisk here. And you can tell the sauce is a nice kind of goldeny color here. And it's smoothing out quite nicely. So we're going to add a cup of milk. And then we're going to add the last ingredient, the secret ingredient, which is the Philadelphia cream cheese. I have 6 ounces here. I'm going to go ahead and get it in there and get it started stirring so it melts quite nicely. This is a really simple side dish. It comes together real fast, probably 15 minutes, no problem. And then it'll go in the oven at 400 for about 30 to 35 minutes. see my cream cheese is starting to melt there. Still a little lumpy, but it'll do just fine. Okay, as you can see, my sauce is thickened up really nicely now. And so all I'm going to do is take this sauce and go ahead and pour it evenly over my potatoes and green beans mixture. All of it out that I can here. Put my pan aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and stir it up just a little to make sure that all of my potatoes are evenly coated with this yummy sauce mixture. Now it does look like a little bit more sauce maybe than necessary for the potatoes, but that's okay. Those potatoes are going to soak up some of that sauce and get nice and soft and creamy. Now I'm just going to season it with a little bit of salt and a little bit of fresh ground pepper. Maybe a little bit more fresh ground pepper. Alright, and then I'm going to just put the cover on, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in my oven. Alright, so now you just wait for it to bake for about 30 to 40 minutes. Your casserole bake for about 40 minutes in the oven. You're going to take the cover off and let it bake for about 20 more minutes. So it'll be in the oven a total of an hour at 400 degrees. And that is our side dish of a French country casserole. And thank you so much for joining me today in my kitchen, and I hope you enjoy it when you make your own French country casserole.